We are now at Conata Basin Overlook. I'm going to take this little overlook area next to the parking lot as opposed to that one over there, which is a little more crowded. This gives you some really nice views from up here. Look at just how everything drains down. Right over there is Yellow Mounds Overlook, so we are just like right above it. You might have in the video even seen a few people standing way up here if you'd have looked in the distance on the other part of the video. So we are just a hop, skip, and a jump around from Yellow Mound. Got some really fantastic views up here. Just look at all that, and we can go down, we can walk down over there. Clouds are breaking up a little bit. We got a little blue sky showing through. It's looking pretty nice now. So that's the view from here. There's the official viewpoint over there. I actually like it. I like this spot, and then I like actually on the other side of the viewpoint, on the far side of the parking lot. Also gives you some good angles. Alright, so this is Conata Basin Overlook. And for the record, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but that's how I'm saying it. So let's get on to the next one. Next we have Homestead Overlook. Homestead is another one where, although the official viewpoint is right over there, I actually prefer this area here. You could include the fence because it's a kind of an old looking fence if you want, but I like the views just stepping up to it, and the way everything's just going off to the distance. You can see that ridge line going out there, depending on how the clouds are. Got lots of options here. Well, I say lots of options. You have some options here. This it's kind of a limited spot here, as you'll see. So it is cool. It is interesting. Not as much to see as at Conata Overlook or Conata Basin Overlook, but this is still a nice one to stop at. It's got some pleasant looks, and you can include some of the prairie grass in the image if you want. Well, that's it for this one. Let's get on the road. This is Burns Basin Overlook. Now this is an overlook that you can spend a lot of time at. As opposed to our last stop, where it's a little more limited. Look at this, and I'm off to the edge of the parking area. Just look at how it just goes and goes and goes. There's just Badlands all over. There's the official viewpoint over there, and you can go around on the other side of that, and there's even more over there. You look down, you can see, like over here, where people have walked, there's like a trail going all the way out there, so you can walk out there and get in the middle of it a little bit more. Back over here off the main trail, there's another, you can see the worn marks where people have walked out there. So you don't even have to stay up here, you can go out and investigate a little further here and explore. There's a lot to see here. In fact, that's probably what we're gonna do. I'm gonna stop the video for a second, and I'm gonna walk out to there and let you see the view from way out there, because I think you're gonna find it really fascinating. Well, I didn't make it all the way out to the end yet. because I just got fascinated with some of these lines, and he's got this canyon going this way or this rock going that and that. It's just, there's so much going on here. There's also a little bit of bighorn sheep activity here, so you have to watch where you step in a few spots. You don't want to pick up any of those nuggets. Just a really awesome little walk here. The overlook was great. Walking out here is even greater. Look at that. Burns Basin. This is a really nice spot. And if you want a little bit of solitude, just a little bit of a walk here has gotten me away from everybody. I'm just out here by myself. Look at that, just these really cool lines here, which I will be photographing. Whoa. Look how great that is. Guess I can go just a little bit further, which I will do. I will come back and take the lower road and go that way. Isn't this just amazing? Such incredible views here. We'll look back. Here's the viewpoint right there, the official one. We are now way out here. I think this is as far as I go. I'll leave the rest of the trail to the bighorn sheep. I hope you enjoyed Burns Basin Overlook. I sure did. This is our next overlook. It's called Prairie Wind Overlook. This is a prairie, and you can get a lot of wind here. Now, what's kind of amazing to me is that it's called an overlook because, well, I guess you're 2 feet over the grass. It doesn't quite stand up as far as the overlook definition. It is a nice little spot to stop and see the prairie, and you can see some nice clouds building up there. So if you got a nice wide angle lens and you just want almost a minimal shot, you can go with the prairie grasses out before you, or you can even just use the walkway into the shot. It's not as visited as the other ones because it's not as dramatic as the other ones, but it's has its purpose, that's for sure. It's interesting to see the grasses, and sometimes you'll have wildlife out here. I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna take a photo as the motorcycles drive by. They don't want to stop here, but I'm glad I did. I like this little pathway here. I think it's gonna make for kind of a cool, like, leading line into a photograph for me. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe something like this, or maybe I'll go up just a little bit further. Anyways, I'm going to stop and photograph. This is Prairie Wind Overlook, and we'll be heading on in just a few minutes. This is Panorama Point Overlook. This one falls into one of my, into the category of one of my favorites. You can see the actual overlook up there. There's lots of people up there. That is actually a very fine spot to shoot from. It's just very crowded up there right now. So I'm going to show you one of my alternative spots, which is the little trail that's going to go off that way. So let's get walking over there and I'll show you some of the sights and sounds of Panorama Point. By coming out here, you can see how the view changes already, or you can imagine how the view changes already, because we're coming at it from a totally different angle. Unless you're a bighorn sheep, this is probably about as far as you want to go on this trail. As far as I want to go, that's for sure. But look at this. It's some super cool lines coming in from both sides. It's just a really great spot here. Some other places over there you can stand. And here we have the view from the other side of Panorama Point. A couple of spots you can walk out to, as you see others have. Makes for some nice lines. And you can avoid the crowds a little bit. This will be it for Panorama Point, and we will be moving on. As we continue on, here's the picnic tables that give Bigfoot Pass Overlook and Picnic Area its picnic name. It is very nice here. I like the views. Ooh, I like these sunflowers down here. They will go good into a photo right here. There's not many people up here. Maybe the picnic part of it turned them off. But as you can see, there's quite a bit nice here to the overlook part of this. Got Bigfoot Pass off over that direction. Not sure you can totally see it, unless they're just counting that part of the road right there. But this is definitely A+ material as far as an overlook goes. So don't pass by, even if you're not hungry and you're not ready for a picnic. I'd suggest stopping by here, because there's some really nice views to be had here at the Bigfoot Pass Overlook and Picnic Area. This is White River Overlook. This one is a little different in that it doesn't have a fenced off official overlook area. It's just got an area all along where we park that you can just walk out. You can see lots of people out there. favorites also, because it just looks really cool. What more can I say? So you can walk out there if you want. I'm not going to this time. Or you could just photograph it from here using that kind of trail as a leading line. See the people over there. I'm going to take a photo here and then we'll move on down and let you see this viewpoint from a couple different angles. Here's more of it right here. People taking selfies and photos, which is awesome. That's what they enjoy doing. I'm looking for images without people. I kind of like that. That looks really cool. See a little gap here, so I'm gonna have to walk around, backtrack a little bit. So let me take a photo here real quick before I move on. Well, here we go. Let you guys see the rest of this viewpoint. Ooh, there's some nice lines right there too. So there's a lot of great spots that you can take photos from here and work the light, work the shadows. Let's go over here on the far side. Lots of people taking photos here. This is a very photo-worthy location.
Watch what you're doing.
Look at how cool that looks. All around, so you can really work some of the clouds depending on where they're at. You got maybe 180 degree, maybe 270 degree rotation here you can do, which is pretty neat. All right, we're getting close to wrapping this up. Got a few more viewpoints, so let's go hit those. This is part of the Fossil Trails viewpoint area. This is across the road from where you park, which is over there. This section's really cool because it has two sections to it, or this area is really cool because it has two sections to it. You can see some boy walking across there. Oh, there's another boy, probably a family over there. It's a great place to take a family and just kind of let the kids run around all over and wander and explore. We will stay on the opposite side of the road for now. Here's the stairway leading down with a little trail sign. There's 3 different trails that lead off into here, which are really good. It's really hot this time of year, so if you're going to do it, you better bring lots and lots of water. It's almost 90 degrees. I think tomorrow's supposed to be 102 here. So just make sure you're prepared for backcountry summertime hot conditions. Yeah, look at how cool this looks. Look at the ridge lines back there, and they're so sharply defined on that structure there. Got some cool little ridges along here that is just so neat. And then if we rotate, aha, we have what looks like it would be a hoodoo without the capstone on top. Look at this spire of sand, or whatever it's made out of, I'm not sure. but it's still standing there. It actually looks like it's got some grass growing on top of it. Let's walk up here a little bit. Let's see what looks like a little trail. Ooh, doesn't that look awesome? Do this in the foreground, that in the background. So many options here. So this is the far side opposite the parking area. You can keep going back more and more. There's just a ton of stuff over here. This is where that stair is and where everybody's parked over there, the parking area. And we will go over there next. Now we are on the side where we parked on. The sign says, "Beware rattlesnakes." That is true, that is real, so beware of rattlesnakes. There's quite a few people out here, but look at how awesome this scenery is, how photogenic it is. Now this side of the road, which probably I would guess would be considered the main area, has lots of little displays explaining things. So that's pretty cool. It's a great spot for the kids to learn. See lots of people walking around up on the rocks. So this part of the trail just loops around. It's actually a very short loop, but there's a lot to see on this very short loop. And of course, as you saw in the beginning, there's lots of people just running off up in the rocks and having fun out there. So take the loop, and then on the other side just go running around and have fun exploring. Okay, this is it for Fossil Trails Viewpoint. After Fossil Trails, it's a long drive before we get to like the visitor center and then the last couple viewpoints or overlooks. But the drive is very enjoyable. There's not many places to pull off, unfortunately, but there is just tremendous views here of all these rocks. They just, like, the road is just winding in between them all. Look at how interesting these rocks are. Here's a spot you can get out. I've gotten off right where that car is just pulling back in. That's a good spot. It's got a few trails back in there and brings you back to a few of the rock structures. It's really cool. As we're driving towards the end, almost to the visitor center, much of the ride is just, see these cars come in here, it's just winding through all these rock structures. Here's a few more. You can see the trail down there. A car coming, but you can see how the road hopefully just bends around between the rocks. It's really cool. Welcome to the Cliff Shelf Nature Trail and Viewpoint. It's not sure what it is because the map says that it's a nature trail. The road says it's a viewpoint. But it looks like a really cool trail. If you look off over that way, you can see the trail. It's a built trail through all that to walk you through, and you get to walk right up against the cliffs. So that's pretty cool. And maybe this is the viewpoint over here. This to me looks like someplace that could be a good spot to shoot the Milky Way. I might have to give that a try one of these times for something different. So it's a fun little, looks like a short little nature trail, doesn't look too long. And it looks like a nice little viewpoint. So this is Cliff Shelf Nature Trail and Viewpoint. This is the doors, windows viewpoint. It's the beginning of 3 different trails that lead off from here. So it's a fun place to stop, it's a fun place to hike. It's just a fun place, just even if you don't want to really hike, you just want to walk a little bit. Look at all these incredible rock structures here. Just looks so interesting. This is another one where there's too much to see for one little short video. It's going to need its own dedicated video one of these times. But for now, this gives you a little taste of what's here. Let's walk up here and we'll look over. Wow, look at this view from here. Incredible. So if you love these kind of rocks, stop by the windows, doors, viewpoint, and trail junction. Right before the entrance or exit station, and depending on which way you're coming in, is Big Badlands Viewpoint. You can see some people out there taking selfies and doing crazy things with their hands. There's an actual viewpoint right there. It's a pretty big area that you can just kind of roam around in and take some photos. Alright, let's walk up to the official viewpoint and let you see that. What a nice place for a bench. Here's our view. It's pretty nice. This is probably a good place to take the kids for here. I think I'd want to walk right down there or right down there a little bit just to get that immediate ground area out of my photos. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it wasn't too long. It's hard to take them all in. I will have to count how many there were, but there's quite a few viewpoints. So please subscribe, share, like, and comment. We appreciate it when you do. Come back.